Early voting for next week's local election came to an end Saturday with a higher than expected voter turnout. Our Kwon Soa has the details on how many people from which age group took part in this historic first early voting session.
A whopping 11.5% of Korea's nearly 41.3 million eligible voters cast ballots during 2 days of early voting for the upcoming local elections on June 4th. The attention now is focused on which age groups had the best turnout. Voter turnout was the highest at nearly 16% among the youngest voting group, who usually tend to be progressive. They were followed by those in their 60s at 12%, who tend to lean conservative. Turnout was lower among voters in their 30s and 40s. The conservative ruling Saenuri Party's vice floor leader Yoon Sang-hyun said the party is worried about the high voter turnout among young people. The spokesperson for the main opposition New Politics Alliance for Democracy, Park Kwang-on, said his party is concerned about the low turnout among people in their 30s and 40s and the turnout of voters in their 20s, as the majority of the country's 35,000 soldiers are part of the 16% of people who voted in advance. The total number of early voters was twice as high as that for the by-elections last year, which could be a signal that voter turnout on election day on Wednesday will be high too. While this is usually understood as a good sign for the opposition party, it's not always so. The opposite was true in the last presidential election in 2012, when voters tended to lean conservative. Experts say voters in their 40s to early 50s will be the key players in the local elections this year. Kwon Soa, Arirang News.